That's the man who fixed our car, Mommy. The little girl pointed at the CEO who'd helped them. It was a cold, rainy evening when Sarah's old car broke down on a deserted highway, her little daughter Emma shivering in the back seat. The wind howled against the windows, and every passing minute felt like an eternity. Sarah tried to stay calm, though tears welled in her eyes. Her phone showed no signal, and the nearest town was miles away. She had been driving home from a small grocery store job, exhausted after her double shift. Her life had already been difficult enough, abandoned by her husband, struggling to pay rent, and raising her daughter alone. Tonight felt like the world had finally given up on her. Then, through the storm, headlights approached. A black luxury car stopped beside her broken-down vehicle. A tall man stepped out, his crisp suit now drenched by the rain. He looked completely out of place in that lonely stretch of road. Sarah's heart raced. Was it safe to trust a stranger at this hour? But the man's voice was calm and gentle. "Are you all right, miss? Need help?" he asked, his tone carrying warmth that broke through the storm. Sarah nodded hesitantly. "The car just stopped. I think the battery's dead. And my daughter, she's freezing." Without hesitation, the man took off his coat and wrapped it around Emma. Then, he opened the hood and began checking the engine, his hands getting dirty in the rain. Sarah stood there, stunned. He wasn't just pretending to help, he actually knew what he was doing. Within minutes, he managed to get the engine running again. "There you go," he said with a soft smile. "It should get you home. But take it easy, you'll need to change the alternator soon." Sarah blinked in disbelief. I can't thank you enough. Please, at least let me pay." He waved his hand dismissively. "No need. Just get home safe." "Thank you, sir," Emma said softly, clutching his coat around her. "You're like a hero." The man chuckled. "Not a hero, sweetheart. Just someone who's been helped before." With that, he left. Sarah never even got his name. Weeks passed, and life continued its usual struggle. Sarah finally got a new job as a receptionist in a large company downtown. It was a huge opportunity, and she was determined to do her best. On her first day, she dressed neatly and held Emma's hand as she dropped her off at the company's daycare center before starting work. The office was modern and huge. Everything looked expensive: polished floors, glass walls, and employees walking briskly with purpose. Sarah felt small, but she was grateful. When she was finally called into a meeting to meet the company's CEO, she felt her palms sweat. The door opened, and there he was. The same man who had fixed her car in the rain. For a moment, time stopped. He looked at her with mild surprise but then smiled, as though he remembered. "Miss Sarah, right. Welcome to the company," he said kindly. She was speechless. You're the man who helped me that night." He nodded. "I thought I recognized you." Small world. Before she could say anything, a small voice piped up from behind. Emma had wandered into the office, clutching her teddy bear. She looked up and shouted excitedly, "Mommy! That's the man who fixed our car." Everyone in the room turned, smiling at the little girl's innocence. The CEO chuckled, kneeling down to Emma's level. "Yes, I remember you. You kept me warm with that smile of yours." Sarah's eyes welled up. "I don't know how to thank you. You didn't have to help me that night." He looked at her sincerely. "Sometimes, life gives us moments to do what's right. That night reminded me of what truly matters." As days turned into weeks, Sarah's hard work and kindness made her stand out in the company. She was dedicated, humble, and always ready to help others, traits that didn't go unnoticed. The CEO, whose name was David, often found reasons to talk to her. Not because she worked under him, but because something about her reminded him of the humanity he'd lost in his corporate world. One day, he called her to his office again. She walked in nervously, not sure what it was about. He smiled gently. "Sarah, I've been reviewing your performance. You've done exceptional work. I want to promote you to executive assistant." Her eyes widened. "Sir, that's too much. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," he said with a kind laugh. "You've earned it." Tears filled her eyes. "Thank you, sir. You have no idea how much this means to me and my daughter." He looked at her thoughtfully. "Maybe I do. You see, I lost my wife a few years ago. Since then, I've been so caught up in work that I forgot what kindness looked like, until that night on the road. Helping you reminded me of the man I used to be." Sarah's voice trembled. And you helped me remember that good people still exist in this world. From then on, a deep bond grew between them, not just of gratitude, but mutual respect and shared pain. Emma adored him and often waited at his office door with her drawings. David would kneel down, smiling at each one as if it were the most precious gift in the world. Months later, during the company's annual charity event, David stepped on stage. "There's someone in this company who reminded me that success isn't about wealth, it's about compassion," he said, glancing towards Sarah. "She came here with nothing but hope. And today, she stands as proof that kindness can change lives, including mine." The audience applauded, and Sarah felt tears run down her cheeks. In that moment, she realized that rainy night had not been a coincidence. It had been fate, connecting two broken souls through a simple act of kindness. At the end of the event, Emma ran up to David, hugging his leg. "You fixed our car, and our hearts too." David smiled, his eyes soft with emotion. "Maybe we all just needed a little repair." The story ends not with romance or wealth, but with something greater, a reminder that a single act of kindness can create ripples that heal more than one life.